So today, this morning, we decided to take our youngest son to have a COVID test. First time anybody in our household had to take one, but it was coughing through the night. It's got no other symptoms other than that, but because we've got a few appointments at the hospital booked for the week, we wanted to make sure. So we are actually isolating now, the four of us, until we found out about the results. Hopefully it will be negative. In our household there's four people. It's me, my partner, and two kids, two boys. One is 4.5 years old and the other one just turned 3. And we've been impacted by COVID. We've not been unwell. That's the most important aspect of it in terms of getting the COVID or being hospitalized. In terms of mental health, we are struggling, and we don't think we'll make it through another lockdown. So I can't even think about that possibility, to be honest. So what happened last year, just before lockdown, my parents were visiting from Italy, and then Italy went into lockdown, and then things seemed like so far away here in Scotland, and so weird. And it took my parents like a month to go back to Italy, and that's the last time. This was like they managed to fly back at the beginning of April 2020. So that's the last time we saw them. We've not got any visitors, or we traveled to Italy since, which for us has been a big thing in terms of we haven't got any family relatives here in Scotland. So we've often relied on, even weekend visitors coming from Italy, old friends. And this has not been possible. So we really miss them, for sure. So before that, our typical day would be I work as a lecturer in a college 3 days a week, and my partner is a musician, so he would mostly work weekends or late evening or nights. And the boys used to go, each of them 2 days at nursery, a private nursery, and we will share the parenting the other days between me and my partner. So what happened since the lockdown is that, well, first of all, my partner has been unemployed. So he was self-employed as a musician and a music teacher, and he's not been working since. He also had to he used to rent a practice space. He's a drummer, and there's no way we can fit a real drum kit in our house. So that's another problem for us, the fact that we live in a flat that is a 2-bedroom flat, and I'm actually in the kids' bedroom, and this has actually been my working from home office since the pandemic. So yes, he's been unemployed and I had to work from home, which has been for me nightmare. Can I say that? Yeah, it's been a nightmare. I've not enjoyed that experience at all. I don't like the teaching online. I really miss having the students in a classroom and being with them and work with them face to face, which we kind of started doing again in like September, since just before the Christmas break. Last year we had this blended approach, so we had them different groups of students, reduced numbers of students in college, like once a week, and then we were also doing the teaching online, but that was far better than just doing it online. I really dislike it. Had enough of it. It's like really taking away what I enjoy the most about my job, you know, being with students and working with them and being able to fully support them in that type of relationship, which is not happening. So I feel that I've reached the bottom of it. And I also feel that, you know, it's kind of not being able to fully support them since lockdown. I feel for them, especially since our students are usually, yeah, probably it's okay if I say the word vulnerable, but they are they've been out of education for years, you know, or they've got specific learning disabilities, or they struggle with mental health related issues. And then lockdown came, so it's been very difficult for everybody. Hardest part for us during lockdown, well, the juggling has been real hard, especially with the kids, having to entertain them and try to stop them from fight between each other. Also, we don't really have a garden, so we really had to improvise. But first lockdown, you know, we carried on. This is what everybody was doing, and you know, it was the start of it. So it was very different from the second lockdown. We're just, the motivation is running really low, and not just the motivation. I mean, we are exhausted. We are exhausted and really stressed. I've always been anxious, and the anxiety is very real at the moment. So it wasn't like a real struggle to decide to stick to rules consistently all the time because of our anxiety, my anxiety and my partner's anxiety. But I think I'm really frustrated at the moment when I see people not fully respecting the rules. It's really making me angry at them. So I don't feel like, you know, we're all in this together anymore. I feel that some people just do whatever they like to do, no matter the rules, no matter what. And I'm thinking about, I know of, you know, people that are actually traveling for leisure back to Italy at the moment, which it's not possible to do, but nonetheless some people are doing it. It makes me so mad, because it's not possible. So, you know, we're not doing it. Nobody should, in order to, get rid of all these new variants and whatever. But I don't feel we're all in this together, and I feel like I'm a bit of a fool just now. That it's nearly summer, the weather has been awful, and that's another thing that I find really hard of lockdown, not being able to travel to have breaks to warmer countries, which having lived 30 years of my life in a Mediterranean country, I really struggle with not being able to travel to warmer places. Another struggle, which again links to my anxiety and the fact that I usually want to feel in control, is this fact that it's not possible to make any plans, in the near future, but also longer term. So I kind of like live in this isolation and bubble where I just need to take it day by day, and I don't think my brain is set up for doing that for so long. So I'm always in this, I realize that I'm now in this state of like high alert constantly, and for instance, I would just get scared and frightened for a random noise, or at times I realize that I've got this severe kind of like a panic that bad things could happen. I worry a lot. So that would be, this is the sign of how lockdown is affecting my health at the moment. Certainly. No, I've not learned any new skills. I've not taken up any new hobbies. It's just like it's been a survival mode with the kids. No. Bright spots, yeah. There are bright spots. For instance, the fact that my partner had to be with us, that has been a change. So we've been able to enjoy more time together, and with the kids even more. And then, of course, it's been, I think that though they really fight a lot, my kids, they also had each other. They have each other during this lockdown, so they bonded more, and that's a good thing. The other thing is that I really, again for survival needs, had to become more mindful and really work on how to keep my anxiety at bay. I really focus on the present moment. So there has been, I would say, this has been really an opportunity for practicing mindfulness, living in the present. So on a good day, that is the bright spot. On a bad day, like if it's a rainy day or it's a cold day, and we're stuck, I feel this I really feel like exiled on an island, cold and hostile. So depends on a day. The kids are okay. They really miss though spending time with children their age, but also being allowed to someone else's house or being able to invite people, and they've been in touch. We are basically in touch with our grandparents only online, and it's not easy when they're that young. So to have like conversation on the phone, and yeah, but they're fine. I mean, they're probably thriving, and they've got much more resilience than we do. But also because, we're putting a lot of effort into making sure that they are okay, and that they're not missing out too much. So we kind of compensate on being there with them all the time. Yeah. I'm just scrolling the ideas for what to talk about. I think that's all. Yeah, I just wish that we'll be able, if COVID results come back as negative like we are hoping, I will be able, and my partner, we will be able to get our first COVID jab next week. So that's something, I'm really looking forward to it. I was really emotional when I found the letter, the blue letter. So that would be really a good thing. Try not to think about if it goes wrong, but yeah, we're really looking forward to get our vaccine. So that's where we are at the moment.